Now, when we look at the trilemma, we know that Singapore chooses to actually control exchange rates rather than controlling interest rates, which means to say that when we talk about monetary policy in Singapore, we're talking about monetary policy that is centered on exchange rates rather than that of interest rates. But why? Why is that so? First of all, remember that we say that in monetary policy, we want to change interest rate because we want to influence consumption and investment. Now, consumption investment in Singapore, they are not as significant components of our aggregate demand, unlike countries like United States or China, because we have a very small domestic market. So consumption is not that huge for us, right? And in the case of investment, it's not that investment is not important for us. It is important, but our investments are not so influenced by interest rate changes because we have a lot of foreign direct investments, and these foreign direct investments, they have their own home funding. They do not actually need to rely so much on donable funds available in Singapore for investments. So in that case, that C&I will not be actually significantly influenced either by interest rate changes, neither are they significant components of our AD. So that is the first issue. The second issue is that we have a very small and open economy. If we change interest rate and we allow for hot money flows, inflow and outflows, there will be violent inflow and outflow of hot monies, which can lead to exchange rate changes, significant appreciation, significant depreciation, which are not healthy for trade because our exchange rate will be very volatile. Next is that your exchange rates, why do we choose to actually control exchange rates? Because exchange rate influences your X minus M. Now, trade is very important for us, so it makes perfect sense for us to target exchange rates because when we want to actually look at which is the most important component of our aggregate demand, X minus M is. So if you want to target macroeconomic objectives, it makes more sense for us to target X minus M rather than say C or I. And lastly, when we look at issues relating to inflation, we realize that because of our reliance on imports for raw materials, inputs and necessity, we are very vulnerable to imported inflation, which can actually be addressed with exchange rate changes. So like, for example, if we had a stronger currency, it would be able to help us tackle imported inflation. So that is one of the key reasons also why we choose to control exchange rate rather than interest rates.